Hello, these little books are going to be specially for Rainbow class, but again, everyone is welcome to look at them and to learn more about their shapes. So there are 4 books that I'm going to read to you. They're very short ones and they are about shapes. So parents, you can spread these over, stop them and then spread them over the 4 days. Or if you're getting desperate and you'd like them to look at all 4 books in one go, that's entirely up to you. Use it as part of your shape topic that we've been covering this week. Good luck with it, and we'll start with our book on circles. So this book is about circles. Let's see first of all if we can make a circle with our fingers. So we're going to make a circle. That's the first shape. And here it is here. A big circle. There you go, a big circle. Let's look at circles. Circles are round. How many circles can you find? Let's see if we can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 circles. Can you make a circle shape with your friends? Or you could try at home to make a circle shape with members of your family. Now, can you jump from circle to circle? So you lay down some circles and see if you can jump from one to the next. You can play inside circles. Can you see they have got hula hoops that they are putting around their waists and seeing if they can spin them around. If you've got a hula hoop, perhaps you could take that out into the garden this afternoon and see if you could spin your hula hoop around and look at the circle shape. They can help you swim too. Look, he's got a rubber ring around him and that holds him up in the water. But it's a circle shape. Circles roll along smoothly. Small circles and really big ones. So on his bicycle here, he's got small circles for the wheels. And on the tractor here, there are huge, big circles on the wheels. Round holes can be fun. Peekaboo! Look, they're hiding in the boat. Peekaboo! Choose a circle to make a musical instrument with. So all these different instruments have circles. There's a circle here in the middle of the guitar. The top of the drum here is a circle. The tambourine is a circle. The cymbal here is a circle, and also another drum here is a circle shape. So all these things are all circles. This is our circle story. Right, the next shape we're going to look at is we're going to look at the shape, the square. Here's the square, you can see it on the box, and the windows here that little girl has made into the windows of the box are square shapes as well. So let's see what we can find in here all about squares. Look at these squares. Squares have 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 4 corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many orange squares can you see in the picture? I can see 1 in the middle here, so that's 1. And there's 1 hiding behind the green one here. So I can see 2 orange squares. Would you like some squares for tea? Look, there's some nice waffles that have got a square shape on the top. Babies like to play on squares. And what games can you play with squares? They're playing a game there called chess, and there are lots and lots of squares, some black squares and some white squares on the chessboard. Can you make a square with your body? See if you can do that. You go down on your hands and your knees. Look, the shape underneath your body is like a square. So perhaps you could try that with Mummy and Daddy later and see if you can make a square shape with your body. And this little boy here is stretching to the corners of his body. So if you stretch your arms out and stretch your legs out, you would make a shape that looks like a square. If you joined it all up, it would look like a square. So you're stretching to the corners of the square. Squares can tell you things. So these are road signs that are square shaped. And if you turn a square round, it makes like a diamond shape. If I turn my book like that, you can see it's come back to a square. So that is a square that you can turn into a diamond. And squares can send letters all over the world. The stamps on this letter are square shaped. Perhaps you could look at some letters at home and look at the stamps on them and see if you can find the square stamps. Squares can join together to make cubes. Like this tree house here, it's got 6 squares all together that are joined together that make a cube shape, like a dice. And some little ones. Surprise! So there's some square parcels, or some cubes for parcels, and a cube jack-in-the-box as well. So squares, when you put them all together in a special pattern, they make a cube shape. Look! A square tree in the summer. Someone has cut the hedge or the tree in their garden to make it look into a square shape. And snowmen in winter, snug with his squares on his scarf. You see all the different squares, and actually some squares on his hat. And the buttons on this snowman are square shaped too. So that's our story, all about squares. And there's the big square shape at the beginning of the book. Right, the next one is what's that shape? It's a triangle. So this book is all about triangle shapes, and looks like the little boy is on a boat and the sails on the boat are triangle shape. So let's see what other triangles we can find in this book. Let's look at triangles. How many sides? I wonder if it's the same with the square, because the square had 4 sides. Let's see how many the triangle has. 1, 2, 3. Not so many. And it has 1, 2, 3 corners. How many triangles can you see hidden in these shapes? 1, 2, 3, 4 on this shape. 1, 2 on this shape. Wow, look at all these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on this shape. And 1 and 2, the green one is behind. 2 shapes. Can you find any triangles near you? I can see some actually on my wall because I've got some bunting like this up on my wall. I'll show you. There it is. Can you see the bunting up on my wall? There it is, next to my hat. I've got triangle shapes there. And this is the same triangle shapes that are in the story here. Here are triangles on the bunting. Can you make a triangle shape with your body? They've found two good ways. Look, they've made a triangle shape here by pushing their body down and their legs up straight. And here they've made a triangle between their legs and also between their arms. There is a triangle shape. So perhaps you could try that at home as well, using your body to make all those different shapes. You can play on triangles too. Like this roundabout at the park is made up of lots and lots of triangle shapes. And even the little girl who's on here has got a triangle skirt and a triangle hat. So even more triangles. What sound does a triangle make? This is a type of musical instrument and it's called a triangle because it's a triangle shape. And you hit it with a little metal stick and it makes a sort of a ting, ting, ting sound. And triangles are tasty too. I wonder what fruit this little girl is eating here. Yeah, it's watermelon. So she's saying yummy for her lovely watermelon. Let's sail with a triangle. There are triangle-shaped sails on the boats. And what other triangles can you see on holiday? Look, there's triangles on the parasol on the beach to keep the sun away from us so we are safe when we're sitting on the beach. And there's a sand castle here, and on the tops of the sand castles there are triangle shapes. So even more triangles. Triangles are all along the beach. These are special little huts called beach huts, and you often see them on the edge of the beach. And also there is some triangle bunting along the front, little flags that are made out of triangle shapes as well. Can you find your way to the triangle in the middle? This is a maze, so you have to start here and you have to go around and see if you can get to the triangle in the middle of the maze. And look, the little people here have got triangles on their hats. And the last one is snuggle up with triangles at home. Someone has made a blanket. We call it a patchwork blanket. And they have sewn lots and lots of triangle shapes all together to make a special blanket. So that story was all about triangles. Right, that's 3 stories, 3 little books about shapes. So the last one is about a rectangle. And here it is. Here is the rectangle shape, just like the shape of my door. It's a rectangle shape. So let's learn about rectangles. Look at this rectangle. Rectangles have 2 long sides and 2 shorter sides. 1, 2, 3, 4 sides altogether. And they have 4 corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rectangles can be big and small. Can you make rectangles with your hands? Look, put your hands together like this and see if you can make a rectangle with your hands. And you could make a rectangle with your body. So you could stretch your hands and imagine there's a line at the top and that would be like a rectangle shape that you could make with your body. Look for triangles in the park. So the sand pit here is a triangle shape, and the seesaw, the top of the seesaw, is a rectangle shape as well. Sorry, this is a rectangle. Did I say triangle? It's a rectangle shape, and the rectangle shape on the seesaw as well. Oh, I've just seen another one tucked in the corner. Here it is. The seat on the swing is a rectangle shape as well. And another one. I wasn't looking so carefully. And on the back of the seesaw, there's a rectangle shape as well. So there were a lot more than when I first looked. Just found another one. Look at the shape of the railings of the fence. Each bit, there is a rectangle shape in the middle there. So even more rectangles. Look out for rectangles everywhere outside. Look at the bricks. You could perhaps go outside and look at the bricks on your house and look for the rectangle shapes. And this man here is carrying a very, very long piece of wood that is a rectangle. And his toolbox is a rectangle. And the smaller bricks here are rectangle shapes. And inside, the bed is a rectangle, and the spaces in between the ladder, the steps on the ladder, are rectangle shapes, and in between the bars on the top of the bunk are rectangle shapes. So even more. And look at the bottom. Can you see the little train here? Is it a train? Yeah. Little train here at the bottom. They are all rectangle shapes too. Rectangles make good shapes for pictures. So you could look at picture frames and mirrors as well. Lots of mirrors are rectangle shapes. So have a look around your home and see if you can find some rectangle picture frames or some rectangle mirrors. Now let's make music with rectangles. So here, look, is a xylophone, and all the shapes on here are all rectangles. And there is a telephone down here that is a rectangle shape as well. And the baskets with all the musical instruments in are rectangles on the front. Wow, so many shapes to learn. So let's remind ourselves of the shapes in those books that we looked at today. We started with the circle. Then we talked about the square. Then we had a story about a triangle. And last of all, we learnt some things about a rectangle. So 4 shapes with lots of different ideas of things that you can do at home with Mummy and Daddy. You can go on a shape hunt around your house and see what you can find. So learn all those shapes and look hard, and don't forget to carry on being busy bees this week, and I will speak to you again very soon. Bye bye.